Smoking Dank Sinatra, that's all gas. On the hunt in the tall grass. Intercepting every ball pass, then I run it back, that's a TD. Check the scoreboard, y'all last. We up one, you see me. Pussy niggas wanna talk about it, go to Hellcat, no demon. I be politicking on your broadcast at the red carpet like the famous homie. Ask your bitch, really famous homie, and you know it's in me. It ain't on me. So creative like I made Adobe. I've been balling like I played with Kobe.
What's the deal? What's the deal? Politicking the podcast. We back again Wednesday nights. 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We got a lot of topics to get to, man. We've been off for 2 weeks, man, throwing the Media Madness event. But we back, man. So first topic we got to get into, the breaking news this morning. Damian Lillard was traded to the Milwaukee Bucks. So we got to get into that. And we got to get to the NBA, man. So who is your pick to win the championship this year, man? Who's your finals prediction? You know, some people got the Warriors. Some people got the Lakers. People got the Celtics. You already know who I got. Clippers, baby. We got to talk about this Colin Kaepernick situation. Because every year it seems like this Kaepernick situation reemerges. So J. Cole released a letter that he sent to the New York Jets asking if he can be signed to the practice squad to be given the opportunity to show what he got. So we got to get to that. Then the game, he was in the club and he went on a rant talking about he was the one that took Kendrick on tour. He was the one that took Nipsey CD and took it to the label execs and put Nipsey on the map. So he's claiming, he's saying that he's the one responsible for Kendrick Lamar and Nipsey Hussle's success. And then we got the GOP debate, man. This is the second one, and it will not feature Donald Trump, Republican frontrunner, because of all his legal woes. Do you even know half of these people on this? And I look at this, and the first thing I see is Ben Crump. You don't know Ben Crump. Ain't no way in hell you finna win the Republican nomination as a black man. But let's bring in the homies. What's the deal? What's the deal? We got Eugene.
What's good, brother?
The mayor made a rare appearance. Look who's back. You already know we got Devontae. And you got Jaketti gonna pop up in a minute. But let's get to this first topic, man. So we got to get to the breaking news of the day, the Dame Time situation. It was a 3-team trade, and Damian Lillard is headed to Milwaukee to join Middleton and Giannis, and they're not even mentioning Middleton as an all-star anymore, but I still view him as one, and I think that they got the best big three in the league right now after this move. What's your thoughts on this Dame Lillard trade?
I mean, I'll jump into it because I think people aren't even realizing that both the Lopez brothers are there also. And with Middleton, like you said, he was an all-star, or at least he had all-star capabilities or potential. He's always been slept on. I mean, when Giannis went down, he's never really went down, but there was a time where Middleton was kind of carrying the Bucks a few seasons back when they won the championship. So you add Damian Lillard, you take away Drew Holiday. I mean, Dame is a decent defender. I won't say he's on the same level as Drew Holiday, but what he brings offensively, I mean, come on. Imagine the spacing that the team has now. You can't just pack the middle because Giannis is going to drive and try to dunk. You have to do something. You know what I mean? Like, you literally have to do something different because their whole chemistry is, or not their chemistry, but their whole demographic has changed. And I think that gives Damian Lillard an opportunity to be a different type of player too. Because I was watching some videos in preparation for the podcast where Kevin Garnett was talking about it back in January, how he would love for Damian Lillard to get the same opportunity he got to basically expand his game, you know, like have new players around him who are going to push him to be better because, you know, he built the house that he was in. He's the best Portland Trailblazer in history, you know, so what do you do now? You have to go somewhere else and be better. Maybe it's not a LeBron James taking your talents to Miami type of situation, but at least he's going to go and continue to push his career and his game forward and potentially get a chip this upcoming season if everyone stays healthy.
my first thoughts is Pat Riley, how you fumbled the bag.
Man.
Okay.
For real.
You know, like he wanted to go to Miami. That was the scenario, right? I think we're, you know, I don't know if I can speak for everybody, but this is a little shocking. Like, nobody saw or heard Milwaukee. I mean, we heard Boston, we heard Philly, we heard maybe the Clippers, you know, Miami, of course. I don't think anybody had Milwaukee on the radar with him teaming up with Giannis. But I'm glad that this has happened for Dame. You know, the loyalty that he's shown to Portland, he deserves this moment to join up with somebody else who's very loyal to their city and their team, who has won a championship the way that Dame hoped to have, you know, would have done it in Portland. Giannis did it that way. And so I think it's a great situation for him to come into. But man, Pat Riley, like you waited too long for this, man. You could have orchestrated the same type of 3-team deal that Milwaukee and Portland and Phoenix put together. In my opinion, I don't know all of the pieces that could have went into. Of course, Kyle Lowry, maybe Tyler Hero. Of course, you're not getting rid of Bam, but I mean, something could have happened where you know, he got Dame to Miami a lot quicker. I don't know what he was waiting on, but I just think about Miami fumbling the bag. But they still have a chance to get Drew Holiday because he might, and it's all likelihood, probably just exit stage left and take the buyout. And they'll probably pick him up, or another team that needs a veteran like Drew Holiday will certainly pick him up. But yeah, Miami, how you fumble that?
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that one there. Miami definitely screwed the pooch on that one. But I think the better team is with Milwaukee. Even though, you know, Dame isn't like the biggest defender in the world, you know, he has other great defenders there who are around him, and all Milwaukee really needed was that offensive stretch. Drew Holiday, he's a good two-way player, but he just wasn't the type of, you know, scorer that obviously Dame is. And then Chris Middleton, you know, he's real up and down, you know what I'm saying? So you don't know what you're gonna get from him, especially going through the playoffs. He's pretty injury prone. So yeah, I think the better team got Dame. You know, it would have been nice to see Dame with Miami, but I don't think that they were more of a threat than Dame with Milwaukee.
Oh,
yeah, I was gonna say I agree with everyone. Like I think the Pat Riley thing really hit it on there because I don't know how. Yeah, that's crazy. But no, I like the fit. I think I like the surprise of it, like because no one was like most people, I was expecting Miami. I was just waiting for it to happen. But I like that because I think the mayor said it best. Just watching the pieces with him and Giannis, I think that's going to be nice. It's going to be different to see where you're really going to get to see. I think the best version of Dame we can get, like everything. I think it's going to be. I'm excited for it. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the first lob. I'm looking forward to the first just all around play. That pick and roll is going to be just nice. And like, I don't know how you really stop that because I love how it was pointed out with the Lopez brothers because they didn't lose that much to gain what they gained. And I was like, oh, well, yeah, that's worth it. The risk was worth the reward there. But I'm really interested to see how it plays out, especially if the only thing I would say to throw some kind of fork in it was like, I like anything, them staying healthy. I know Dame has missed a few, like brief little injuries and knickknacks here. Giannis last year, but they stay healthy. I mean, I don't really know how you stop that. Like, and of course it always looks good on paper till you see it, but I'm excited to see what they do. And I think it's probably in a long time, I can say a trade that where everybody's like, oh yeah, this is cool. Like I fuck with that. Like, no, there's nobody like, I mean, there's probably somebody maybe in Portland, but but like with this one, it's just like, nah, I want to see how that roll. Like, cause I mean, most people fuck with Giannis. Everybody fuck with Dame just about. So I was like, yeah, let's see where this go. So
I think the trade was good. Reason why Miami didn't get anything is because you weren't throwing in. That trade worked for everybody. everybody got something. The Suns got a bench. Portland got future picks, and they got Aiden. So everybody wins. Dame's on the Bucks. I know my boy Mayer hasn't been on for a while, so he may be a little rusty. But Dame Lillard is not the greatest Portland trailblazer. Bill Walton is. He's the only one that has won a championship. At the end of the day, you got to measure championships, ladies and gentlemen. Championships.
I'm not.
1977.
I know.
Bill Walton won a championship. Dame has never won a championship.
I'm
so
talking about statistics. I'm talking about statistically, as far as like your points and your 3-pointers.
Oh my God!
Yeah, I don't want to say he's the he's not the GOAT. You're right, yeah. He's not the GOAT trailblazer. He's not the GOAT trailblazer.
I get what you're saying. I feel you. Welcome back, brother. Welcome back. So the Bucks. I mean, in my opinion, I thought Bucks was number one without him.
Yep.
Now that they got him in the East, it's had to go through Giannis and them boys, and now it's still got to go through Giannis and them boys. Only thing that's going to stop Giannis and them boys is injury. But other than that, I don't. Unless they fumble the ball like Miami did in their first season. But other than that, I don't see. How are you stopping that pick and roll game? Giannis is already a killer. How are you stopping that? And they didn't. Okay, let me name who they lost. Grayson Allen.
We all right.
Okay.
He got a jumper.
Y'all can survive.
Yeah.
Grayson Allen. Okay. You lost. Who are you picking? Holiday or Leonard? You didn't lose anything. You still kept everybody. Chris Middleton's coming back healthy. Yeah. Greek Freak coming back healthy. The Lopez brothers. And they're going to be hungry to get his brother a championship. You still got Bobby
Portis. That's right.
Yeah.
Bobby Portis
and Thanos
is low-key
he said, and who?
Man of the year.
Hey, listen. Look, y'all, I apologize for cutting you off. Only reason why I said Thanos that quickly is because it'll be the first time you have two sets of brothers on the same roster. So I'm just saying that
you got the Lopez brothers.
Yeah. No. I'm saying two sets.
Oh, two
so you
sets.
have Giannis and his brother and the Lopez brothers. And don't forget they also have Malik Beasley, who just left the Lakers not this past season, but the season before last. So I appreciate you for knowing this stuff because you always do.
That's all I gotta say. Only one team looks better in paper, and that's the Clippers, but I think we're gonna get into that.
Yeah, we're gonna say that one. We're gonna get into that.
I think that it definitely puts them on the top of the East. I mean, they were the number one seed of the East last year. Just somehow they fucked around and lost to Miami. I don't think with Dame on that team that you fumble that series like that. So I still see them being the top seed in the East as far as the regular season, and as far as the playoffs, man. If it go how it's supposed to go, like we said, with no injuries, I mean they're the clear favorite in the East. I mean they got Porzingis over there with the Celtics. We've yet
Porzingis.
I'm not a believer in that move, so I don't think I think that actually hurts the Celtics' chances. Miami, they look like if they pulled off the Dame trade that they would be a favorite, but they didn't. So now they're looking like the third, fourth team, and everybody else is just kind of middle of the pack over there. So
I'm wondering what defenses don't stop them. Like it's gonna be hard to double team that team. You double team Giannis, you're gonna leave open Middleton and Dame. Yeah. You double team Dame, you're gonna leave open the whole middle. So that's gonna be interesting to see.
It's a better
And
fit.
don't forget,
It's just a better fit.
And don't forget, they picked up Jay Crowder.
Jay Crowder, yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man, and so that pick up the defensive slack right there.
Yeah, it's just a better fit, like overall versus where you like
Yeah.
Miami would have
They
been like
have 9 hitters.
but it's a better fit than Miami overall.
Ooh,
Like,
way better fit. Way better.
And Brooke Lopez is a catch and shoot center. You know,
Bobby
Middleton
Portis
is a knockdown center. Bobby Portis can get buckets and he can catch and shoot. So, you know what I'm saying? The drive and kick, the pick and roll 2-man game. It got to be something like they're already comparing it to Shaq and Kobe. I think that they going crazy with that one, but
yeah, they gotta stop.
I think that is going to be.
It's
Damn,
more,
Shaq
you know what?
and
I'll give you guys what I think. This is a reincarnated Stephon Marbury and Kevin Garnett.
I could take that.
I'll take that.
I can see that. Shaq and Kobe, they doing too much with them.
This the KG and Marbury that we thought was gonna be like
Right,
that.
exactly.
Yeah,
Like, this will
yeah.
be their chance, but they didn't. That's why he left with the Boston.
Yeah, I could see that. It's overall like everybody's on the same page. Like, and but that's why I say the tone of what we're all saying. Like nobody, it's not really, thinking about it, these last few season trades we got. We like, man, fuck that shit. Like really, but like this is
a
the
good
one
look
trade. It's
for
like,
both.
ooh, I fuck because
Everybody
like,
won.
the season is going. It's like been a long time from a basketball fan standpoint. We finally getting some competitive shit. Like, all right, now what's up? Like, let's see where we at. Like, everybody like go at it, and I love it because, like Dame, like Rock said it. Dame, of course, I'm glad they did semi right by Dame, and the reason I use it like that because I feel like there was more stuff based on the song he released. Shout out to that song that Dame dropped. But like I still feel
the video hard.
I gotta watch the video. I didn't know it was a video. So
He did the video like paid in full. It was hard.
Wait, is that the Farewell one? Because like I thought, like he has a one called Farewell. He just dropped This Important the Portland team. This important.
I don't know about that.
Oh, listen to that. Dame just dropped it. Like when the trade happened, he just dropped a song called Farewell, and it's like I don't want to say distant, but you could tell he taking subtle shots like about what kind of went on. And I just think like that's Dame. Like you know what I'm saying? He come off A1 like he just like. Nah, like because I think he stayed down for the team as long as he could. That's why I do agree where the mayor was going, that he is that Portland Trailblazer, despite the title. But like I do think that at the end of the day, like his loyalty, like you don't really see that. Like a lot, he stayed true. He tried to do it the right way, and I just think it's a franchise that failed him. So that's what the real fault is. I mean,
so now that we got this big splash. You know what I'm saying? We got Ayton leaving Phoenix. That also changes the whole dynamics of the Western Conference. You know what I'm saying? Because Phoenix was looking like the sure thing on the West. But now that you lose a talent like Ayton for a Nurkic, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, you gained a little depth, but is your team as good as they were when you had Ayton? Ayton was the number 1 overall pick. So I don't think that you match that talent. You just wanted him out of there, kind of how Jordan Poole with the Warriors situation. And then we got reports that Chris Paul is actually going to start over there with the Warriors. You know, so we're waiting to see how that looks. So with all these, you know what I'm saying, with the dust settling and the team starting to look like who they going to be, and with all these blockbuster trades with the Bradley Beal trade, and now we got the Damian Lillard trade. We got Porzingis over to Celtics. You know what I'm saying? Who was your picks and prediction for the NBA Finals?
Let me get mine out the way because I'm about to be biased as hell, so it's gonna be quick. I'm gonna get mine out the way real quick because I think it's about to go down. I got my snaps. I think it's about to go down. It's going to be the Bucks, and like I said, I'm about to be biased as hell because there's certain things you ain't ever going to get me to do on this podcast or on any podcast. I ain't going for the mother-loving Lakers, and I ain't going for the mother-loving Clippers. So, therefore, I'm just going to give my bias, and you already know what it is because it's D-Rose till I die. So, therefore, it's going to be Memphis versus the Bucks, and I'm going with Memphis. Ja gets 25 games off while the rest of y'all have to go battle it out. He got 25 games to rest. My boy D Rose, he got to rest last year. The last 3 years in New York, he averaged about 18 points a game. So therefore, he can do that for Memphis off the bench. I'm going for Memphis. I'm done. Let's get to the movie.
Man, this guy. All right, I'm gonna get this out the way because my pick, like I'll say, okay, Denver can have it until they get beat. I don't really think they're gonna get there, but Denver can have it until they get beat. We can say that. The Laker fan in me is gonna say the Lakers because I like what we've done, and the most important thing I like what the Lakers did, they found a way to do it and at least get a little bit younger with some good, solid young pieces. Very happy with that. But the pick that I'm getting to put it out the way, I'm gonna put the Clippers right there. And let me tell you why I'm gonna put the motherfucking Clippers right there. Them bitch ass Clippers. Yep, we going right there.
Oh,
because
that's why I said this is a movie.
Right there. Let me tell you about the Clippers. There is no team outside of the Golden State Warriors, the Denver Nuggets, and hell, you can still say the Bucks, who on paper have literally like the same fucking squad. And with the fucking Clippers, my God, you've had the same squad for like 3 fucking years. And all these motherfuckers do is sit here and talk about the fucking Lakers.
Hey, now you can't say that because we added Russell. We added Russell.
Let me finish this. And now y'all got Westbrook. Y'all got Russell fucking Westbrook.
So we're not the same squad.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Y'all got Russell fucking Westbrook. Russell fucking Westbrook. You can say 3 Hall of Famers, 2 Hall of Famers, whoever you got. There's no team I'm rooting for to win more than the fucking Clippers. Because these motherfuckers here, as a Laker fan, all I've heard is Clippers, Clippers, Clippers since that dumb Lob City shit. And these motherfuckers have not produced. And it's like, win some shit. The best thing that y'all do, we know every season y'all gonna beat us. Y'all only get up to play us. And then y'all don't show up for nothing else. You only show up to play us. Now you got Russ. You got Kawhi if he chooses to show up. And you got PG who looking healthier than ever. I think the Clippers are the team to beat because hands down, I like the Russ. I'm not even hating on the motherfucking Russ.
Don't forget they might get James Harden. Another
shit.
Another guard.
They're
about to get like 4. They're about to have like. They're
about to be Houston Rockets back in the day with his 4 guards and
talk about
the
this shit,
forward, bro.
Talk about this shit.
They're going after Holiday.
Yeah,
oh my God, they about to
give
have
them
all
whoever you gonna give them. Because at this
court.
point, give the motherfuckers a title. Because at this point, I ain't never seen an NBA team get that many passes. I'm tired of the shit. These motherfuckers ain't did shit, but all I hear is the motherfucking Clippers. I'm like, for what? For what fucking reason? At least say the Indiana Pacers or some shit.
Last time we were healthy, we were in the Western Conference Finals.
And the last time we was healthy, we won a title. Where the fuck we going with this? Like, it don't fucking matter.
In the
Where the
bubble,
fuck we
though.
going with this? I don't want to hear shit.
And I'm telling you, outside of the bubble.
If y'all niggas won, you would have took the title. You would have took the title. And here's where I'm going with this shit. I'm not even hating on the motherfuckers. I'm telling you, I want y'all to fucking win, for you can shut the fuck up. Like, I just literally want y'all to win. But every season, I'm endured with I root for y'all because y'all the hometown kids. Y'all are actually the hometown kids. But y'all motherfuckers don't do nothing. It's like your one nigga who be like, oh yeah, I'm about to smash this weekend. You like, oh, he about to get some. But the nigga never really go deliver. He never do nothing. All he talk about what he gonna do, and he ain't never do it. That is the fucking Clippers. I am so tired of watching y'all just get up to play the Lakers and you don't do shit. My bad, y'all. I'm good. I'm done.
Go ahead. Who's going next?
Thank you, man. Thank you, man. Listen, y'all. The Clippers aren't doing nothing. Let's just get them out the way. Sorry. They can't stay healthy. And 3 Hall of Famers. Somebody said.
Yeah,
3.
Okay.
PG.
Really?
Listen, PG.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Hall of
Famer?
in the NBA, anybody gets in, so it's fine. But
Yao Ming got in.
Anybody gets in the NBA, so it's fine. But we have to remember. Listen, I understand a lot of these teams are, we're getting all these super teams, right? And we've seen throughout the last decade when you bring 3 guys together, normally they'll either make the championship, sometimes win it their first year. But we still have to remember that this is a team sport. As much as the superstars run it, this is a team sport, and that's what we saw with Miami last year. I understand injuries, with Giannis and all of that, but still they played as a team and they dealt with their own injuries too. So I get it. Phoenix coming together, that looks spectacular. And now Milwaukee coming together and Porzingis going to Boston and, and Chris Paul now and Golden State. We still have to remember this is a team sport. Okay. And the chemistry matters. That's why, yes, until somebody knocks off Denver still has to be number one. Their starting five, if they are healthy with their bench, I know they lost Brown off the bench, but they'll recoup that. Their starting five is long and still dangerous. Okay. The Lakers. Okay. Yes. Everybody wants to hate on the Lakers because of LeBron and AD. We get it. But at the same time, they still put people around these guys. Okay. And if these two can stay healthy with the pieces that they have around them, the Lakers are still dangerous. Mind you, they just got to the Western Conference Finals. Just got there. Not the Clippers 3 years ago. They just got there. Okay. All right. And so listen, I get it. I hear Phoenix, but Bradley Beal, Booker, and KD, I just don't see them overcoming the hump of building that chemistry, building that defensive chemistry. Okay. Again, that's something else that Miami had and propelled them all the way to the finals. Okay. To the finals. They beat the Celtics, who had, these two superstar guys, right? Okay. Again, it's about the team. Who's going to have that team chemistry? Who's going to have that defensive chemistry? Everything looks great on paper. Who's also going to be healthy, right? So again, you still have to put Denver up there. Of course, Milwaukee, Boston, Miami are still the main three in the East. Of course, Philly's not going to do nothing now with James Harden and that whole debacle. Okay, so you really only have those three teams in the East, and we still can't hold out on Miami because, again, Eric Spoelstra coaches his ass off. Jimmy Butler's going to play. All of those guys, you get Tyler Hero back. You're basically getting the same team back. Why can't they, if they potentially add another defensive piece, who knows with Miami? Again, because they already have that team chemistry. You got to work in Porzingis. You got to work in Dame. Okay, yep. You got to work in Bradley Beal. You got to work in Chris Paul. All these guys you got to work in. Those other teams, the Lakers, Denver, Miami, those teams still have that chemistry. So we can't ignore that. I get it. Those are the flashy picks, but we can't ignore that. So for me, I'll say either Denver or the Lakers out of the West, and Milwaukee, Boston, and definitely Miami is still in that mix. I know people want to shut them down, but they could still get somebody like a Drew Holiday who can add that defensive intensity immediately to that team. So, so those would be my five in the mix. But
I think I'm gonna get on you too, Caleb. I think what Devontae is saying. Wait. I think what Devontae is saying is technically going off of what Amrock just said. Doesn't the Clippers have the longest chemistry because they've been together longer than all those teams?
No, they haven't been healthy. They haven't been on the floor long enough.
But they've been together.
But they've been
practicing.
We all know you got to be on the floor. That's what matters. You got to be on the floor. They've been together on the bench. Kawhi and PG, they haven't been together all the way on the floor. Russell, he gonna play, he gonna ball. But you got to depend on those two guys to stay healthy. That's it. If those two are not healthy, especially Kawhi, they're not doing anything. Especially not with these teams that teamed up. Even with that, if you look at a talent perspective, those three compared to a Phoenix Big Three or what Golden State got going on, or Denver and their length, we just saw what Denver did to Phoenix. No, it's not going to happen if they don't play this regular season at least 60 plus games together on the court to get ready for the playoffs. It's not going to be there.
They've been together since 2017. I don't know when they're gonna play together. That's why
I feel you. Yeah, I get your point, but we all know it's that chemistry that matters. That matters on the basketball court.
It's like a bad marriage. If you've been together since 2017, you ain't got that chemistry by together. Blow the motherfucking shit up. But that's why I pick them. That's why I picked them. Because at this point, it's not a pick because that's who I think to win. It's not even jinx. I picked them motherfuckers because this is me putting them on notice that you should win this year.
And you're absolutely right. As a
Clipper fan,
they should.
I agree, and this is why we have not re-signed neither one of them. They both up for a new contract, and we have not even offered them or sat down at the table with neither one of these niggas. And the NBA just passed these rules where you can't sit out two of your superstars on the game at the same time. So I was talking shit because we got the LeBron James anti-flopping rule earlier this year, but then we turn around and we got the Kawhi Leonard Clipper
Talk about this shit.
rule.
Talk
And
about
so,
this shit. And
you
when
know
the
what I'm
Lakers
saying?
win that
We got
motherfucker,
the
y'all go
LeBron
ahead and
and
get
the
a Laker
Clipper
jersey.
rule this year, and that's what it is. We're back to you, y'all. So
Well,
what
go
you
ahead.
got?
My bad,
I like I said, I have no opinion in this whatsoever. I'm going with D Rose to the day I die. So I know my team ain't gonna win. So it's on everybody else. I'm just here to see Derrick Rose play for 25 games. That's my championship. That's it. I don't care about nothing else.
Oh, my turn finally, man. I mean, this was getting a little bit irritating. Like we were just talking about the Clippers and the Clippers, and then the Clippers, and then I won't lie, it's not like y'all. Okay, so I'm gonna say this because I guess I'm supposed to put my little 2 cents in on the Clippers as well, but I'll make it short, sweet, and to the point. The way the Clippers have been talked about for a very long time, with the amount of regular season success in comparison to postseason success, they are the Raiders of the NBA. I don't care what anybody says. Don't cut me off because you guys know I'm a Raider fan. I wear my hat and my jersey. I don't go to any games. I don't do anything tailgating related or anything like that. You know why? Because when you're a loyal fan, you know your team sucks.
That's right.
You sit there and you listen to everybody talk their mess because you know what? Hey, yeah, your team won. My team didn't. Oh, well, we suck. I like them because it's a choice. It's a choice. At any time, any Clipper fan could just give up on rooting for them. I mean, how many Cleveland Brown fans waited for, Cleveland Cavalier fans waited for LeBron to win the championship for them? How many older people did we see that literally were like on their dying beds going, I just wanted to see my team win one time? Okay. Now, with that statement said, I want to move forward, right? Because we're not going to continue to go backwards. I love all you gentlemen respectfully, but we can't continue to beat a dead horse. It has
Focus
to
on the
do
future,
something.
baby.
So the Clippers are a dead horse.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's
dead
what I'm
horse.
talking about. You see what y'all said? He said focus on the future, not the past. Yaji, can we cut the Yaji real fast, please? Y'all, can I see your chest real fast? It says trying is doing without perfection. The Clippers have been trying for years. Let's move forward. So for this upcoming season, we know for sure that Milwaukee is going to have the hardest time not making the Eastern Conference Finals. Like everything has to go against them for them not to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. Yep. I love how Amrock brought in chemistry because that's what we do on the podcast. We all have that great chemistry where we can joke and love and have fun, right? Milwaukee's had that since before they even won a championship. And when Giannis selected Dame Lillard as his first pick over Drew Holiday the year that Drew Holiday made it to the NBA All-Star game, it kind of showed that he was more interested in what Dame brought to the team moving forward than maybe what he already knew of Drew Holiday. So I think with a more dedicated Giannis and a more dedicated Dame Lillard, we are going to watch something amazing on the East Coast. On the Eastern Conference. Boston and Tatum and Brown, it's not going to go very well. There's too much money between the two of them right now. So I think they both have something to prove because of the money. And I think Porzingis is not going to show his consistency. Oh, no, he is going to show his consistency. He's probably not going to play very many games because he's injury prone. So they're going to do similar, have a great regular season, make the playoffs, not go very far. Miami will more than likely pick up Drew Holiday because it only makes sense if he gets the buyout. So you would see them being second or third, just like Amrock said. Then when we go to the West, my diehard Laker blood would have to say the Lakers and then Golden State, because Golden State trying to incorporate Chris Paul, who's a very pace-driven point guard. I think him and Draymond are not going to work as well together because Draymond was their point guard so that Steph could play off ball and Clay could play off ball, with CP3 trying to force a pick and roll with who? There's no rim runner for him to really do his thing. I mean, if they're going to try to bring Kuminga off the bench,
I think they're trying to work him in there,
or Wiseman. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if any of that is really something that their culture is about, or even their chemistry of how they've been winning for years. And then Denver is just Denver. I mean, no disrespect to anybody else, but they're going to be the champions until the next champion's crown. So you just have to give them their respect. They earned it. You know, Joker's who he is. We're really not looking at anyone that can match up with their size in the West other than the Lakers because of that Christian Wood pickup. Mm-hmm. So I would love to see, and I'm going to end it right here. This is just me. I would love to see Milwaukee versus Lakers, the season that follows LeBron passing Kareem's two teams that he won championships with. And then, you know, not to say it like this, but because the NBA is full of conspiracies, if in fact those were the two final teams, I could see, and knock on some wood, I could see something happening where Kareem Abdul-Jabbar passes away, number 33 gets retired across the NBA, just because of how much that could build up into one big, huge moment for the NBA.
Wow, that's a great point. It do be happening like that though.
Like how it went with Bill Russell, and then all of a sudden now LeBron's gonna go back to 23. You know what I mean? Like,
we just gotta watch The Simpsons.
Kobe.
It's gonna end up on The Simpsons, and then it's gonna come true.
Hey, you ain't lying. You ain't lying, Caleb. You are not lying.
Kobe was a perfect example of that. Unfortunately, passing in 2020, and then they went in the bubble.
Boom. Mm-hmm. And then to say they did it for Kobe.
Yep. So what's the deal, Gene?
I'm gonna say like this, barring a crazy trade that Miami gets, I got Milwaukee. I don't see anybody beating them. Just for the reason that everybody pretty much explained. I don't see a defense that's gonna be able to stop that. Only thing that's gonna stop them is injuries. That's about it. That and then you know, because you know, look, man, Milwaukee still has the same people. And it's not like Miami can't beat them. You know what I'm saying? They're just that good of a team, and they mesh well. So defensively, I mean, we've seen Dame shrink in playoff situations, and we've damn sure seen Giannis shrink in playoff situations. So, like I said, barring something crazy like that Miami gets does get Jrue Holiday, I think that will be a test. But Milwaukee's coming out the East, and for the West, bro, you said the Lakers. Let's just hope street clothes, you know what I'm saying, keeps his NBA clothes on mostly through the season to even like have that type of conversation. Because that brother, man, he's not consistent either. He's damn near just been as bad as Kawhi in the last 2 years.
I seen a clip on the internet yesterday. Anthony Davis was playing 2K with himself, and he got injured in the game.
So you know what I'm saying. So looking at the Lakers trying to make it, man, that's about as about as optimistic as looking at the Clippers right now, because they're both two injury prone teams. The Lakers being the older, you know, you got LeBron in his 40th year, you know what I'm saying? So coming out the West, man, is either Denver or the Suns. The Suns, like you guys said, do have to pick up some type of defensive chemistry, but they got the offense for sure. Memphis, yeah, I don't see that happening. I actually see Sacramento getting there before Memphis, to be quite honest with you.
Oh, you tripping, bro.
To be quite honest with you, brother. Hey, bro, did y'all have we not seen Sacramento last year?
Yeah, Sacramento. Yeah, they was all right.
They live fairly decent.
And again,
groupers,
they have that chemistry together.
Oh my
ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen.
If you picking Sacramento over, okay.
But it ain't
I'll say Sacramento will get there before Memphis, just because look, like Ja Morant, the 25 games is 25 games. That's a lot of games to be missing. And then like they already have chemistry issues when it comes down to that anyway. The fact that they win more games without him should say something. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying it like this, you know, Sacramento, they're up and coming new team. They got a superstar in what's that boy's name?
D Fox.
Yeah, Fox, man. That boy he's coming to his own. So look, man, and I don't see anybody else as far as like other younger teams like coming up like Sacramento right now. But obviously it'd be for me, it's Denver and Milwaukee.
And it won't happen, but just playing devil's advocate, who's to say that Jrue Holiday, he a West Coast kid, ain't he? Who say he won't go to Sacramento? I mean,
see what I'm saying?
It won't happen, but like who's to say it won't though? Like, you know, never know.
Yeah.
Well, I'm with everybody with Milwaukee. I think that the Dame time, they were the first, they were the best team in the Eastern Conference going into the playoffs last year. I just think that move is too strong. Now, we all talked about injuries. Barring injury, if Milwaukee can stay healthy, they should walk right up to the championship. And yes, the Clippers have been together the longest, but that has been the status since they've gotten together. Is that Kawhi got injured in that Western Conference playoff game, and then we have not seen PG or Kawhi on the floor since. And they've been playing 25, 30 games a year together since that moment. So barring if everybody is healthy, including the Lakers, including Milwaukee, including Golden State, including all these teams, the Clippers should still come out of the West, and it should still be the Clippers versus
Defend your
Milwaukee.
team, baby. Defend your team.
And everybody's talking about the Lakers and street clothes Anthony Davis, if he can stay healthy. But
Talk about it.
If Kawhi can stay healthy, Kawhi is a top 5 player before Anthony Davis is. Most people will not put LeBron or Anthony Davis in their top 5, whether they're healthy or not. Kawhi, fully healthy, is a top 5 player.
Wait a minute.
Defend your team,
Kawhi over
We gotta move on. We ain't
Kawhi over LeBron?
Kawhi over
Nobody
LeBron.
is putting
Oh my
Kawhi
God!
over LeBron.
No way.
Wait, did I hear Kawhi over LeBron? I think my audio broke up.
Oh man, we gotta move on.
No, man, defend your team, baby. Defend your team.
There's no way in hell Kawhi over LeBron. No way.
Wild.
We don't need to talk about Kaepernick. Let's talk about what you just said.
We gotta move on, man. So we got to the NFL, man. Aaron Rodgers got injured on his 4th play with the New York Jets. And ever since, man, they have been looking like hot garbage. They need a quarterback badly. So J. Cole released this morning a letter that Colin Kaepernick sent to the New York Jets, lobbying for them to sign him to the practice squad so that he can show what he got. Now, Kaepernick last year, I think he got a workout with the Raiders, but they did not sign him. Before that, the NFL set up a combine, and he last second decided not to sign the waiver. And an hour and a half before the combine, decided to have the combine an hour away from the spot and at a high school and throw to high school players. And ever since that moment where he decided not to go to that workout, it's pretty much been a dead conversation for Colin Kaepernick. So what are y'all thoughts on this Colin Kaepernick thing, lobbying for the Jets to sign him to a practice squad? And do you think that he deserves a chance? And do you think that he will ever get a chance to return to the NFL?
No. Listen, in all seriousness, no. Because for one, I'm trying to listen. Kaepernick, what he did, what he stood for, what he still stands for is absolutely brilliant. I don't think anybody else, I think he was the perfect person for what happened and what he did and how he handled it. But at the same time, again, dude, you did sue, okay, the NFL. You did settle with them, okay? That was pretty much your hush money at that point. That was pretty much the money. Hey, you settled, okay, now go away. I'm still not understanding why Colin Kaepernick will want to come back to the NFL. I understand he loves the game of football. I get that. But why are you so intentional, deliberate, driven, adamant, thank you, to come back to the NFL? That part still doesn't make any sense to me, especially when he knows what the NFL and those owners stand for, and it's exactly against what he was talking about and what he was protesting. They don't really stand up for end racism and all the shit that they put in the end zones and on the helmets. They don't really stand for that. They don't care for that. That's just, for ratings and all that, just to make things copacetic. But that's not what they don't stand against police brutality and racial injustice and all the things, again, that we believe Colin Kaepernick stands for and has stood for and what he has protested against. And so it just doesn't make any sense to me. I think, not showing up to that combine, and I get it. It wasn't the exact waiver that other NFL players would normally get. But at the same time, again, this was after I believe you sued them and settled. So it wouldn't be the same thing. It wouldn't be the same situation. They're going to treat you differently, bro. Like, you have to understand that when you did what you were doing and drew attention to it, like you were going to go down that rabbit hole that, other players are afraid to go down and speak up about. That was going to be you. And so I don't understand why he was, I other than the drive to play football at the highest level. And because he has been there and done that and played in the damn Super Bowl, he should be on the damn team, should have been on the damn team. But with that, the owners, they don't want that type of attention, and he's been blackballed, and that's that. So it's a hard no that he won't, unfortunately, be back in the NFL.
Pretty much.
I think I want to jump in on that one. With the blackball, just like how Yao Jaquetta talks about his love for Derrick Rose, you guys know I love Carmelo Anthony. I don't know what exactly Isaiah Thomas did when he was with Boston that kind of led everyone to kind of like steer away from who he was as an integral person. But Isaiah Thomas and Colin Kaepernick are two of the most dedicated athletes in their respected sports who, for whatever reason, will not get a chance while they're still in somewhat of their prime. And it just doesn't make any sense from us as like fans, analysts, however you want to look at it, because we're looking at the game in itself for what it is. And they're two of the best to do it right now. So why not put them on television? Why not allow people to purchase their jerseys? Why not generate, more revenue, not just for your league, but, for whatever respected team that ends up getting either one of them. And I know Isaiah Thomas and the NBA is not important in this topic, but it's something more with like me as a coach. I keep trying to like reiterate to everyone that sports are entertainment, and Colin Kaepernick did something more than just stand up against social injustice, police brutality. He defaced the system. A lot of people didn't know how much the NBA and the NFL is scripted in certain type of situations and schemes and such. We had all those that referee documentary on Netflix about how there were games in the NBA that were thrown. So it's like, well, what exactly are we watching? And, who exactly is in control? Jerry Jones doesn't want to do anything with Dak Prescott because he believes that he's the quarterback of the future, like Tony Romo was. Blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? Like all these different narratives that are projected. It's never really about who's the best. Mm-hmm. And right now, Colin Kaepernick, in my mind, was still one of the best quarterbacks we've seen since Michael Vick, as far as being in the pocket, making a good pass, getting out of the pocket, making a good pass, running, being agile, being a leader, all those different things, right? Well, he didn't get into like dog fighting. He got into being a mixed man, doing something different. And now he's going to have to pay for it. Mm-hmm. And you said it, Amrak. You said, oh, well, he got the chance to. What does Stephen A. Smith do? The one that's always, talked about for having the platform, but never puts any respect on young black men. He said it himself today or yesterday. Oh, well, you know what? He still doesn't deserve it because he shouldn't have turned down his one chance to showcase himself in front of all the NFL owners. Well, he didn't do it the traditional way. Either give him a chance because he's the best, or then admit to the fact that you don't want the best.
My bad. Yeah, I'm gonna go with no. Doesn't deserve to be in there. I definitely, I think everybody understands and thanks him for what he's done, for what he did for the protests and everything like that. But I was kind of looking at some of these stats here because I wasn't sure. I was like, I don't remember Colin Kaepernick like his last few years being all too great. So I was just kind of dabbling at these stats here, my man. And what was his last 2 years? He threw for 59%? Any quarterback? Any that's a top elite quarterback? Anybody?
I mean, the Bears can take him. Justin Fields ain't
anybody? Anybody?
He better than Zach Wilson.
Exactly.
He definitely better than Zach Wilson.
But I mean, he hasn't played in almost 6 years, 7 years. So he definitely has NFL rust. So at least Zach Wilson has been playing. You talk about Russ. Like, have you seen Russell Wilson right now? And the man's still playing. That guy's rusty as hell. He's terrible. So no, like I don't. He doesn't. He's not good enough. He's not good enough to be like a starter in anybody's NFL. No, he's not good enough to be a second string to be in anybody's NFL. But he wasn't like I said. He wasn't that good leaving. So why would anybody want
to be on the practice squad though? He's not trying to. He said, "Put me on the practice squad."
But I mean, there are other players who are more deserving than him. Like look, I'll even say Carson Wentz, man. Like he's way more deserving to be on the practice squad with the Jets than Colin Kaepernick because he's played, he's been in there. You know, and he didn't do too bad as a Colt a couple years ago. He just lost in the worst times ever. But other than that, he still got them to a spot to get them to a playoff spot. So, Colin Kaepernick, unfortunately, man, like I said, he had a good season or good 2 seasons, I guess. And then, you know, just like every other quarterback, you get old and people figure you out, and that is what it is. Just, you know, just because he went and did a protest and decided to, you know, well, he pretty much knew what was going to happen from then on. You know, your career was pretty much just going to be up.
So I don't know if you're familiar with what happens when you're on the top tier team is your coordinators, your offensive coordinators, your offensive line, your QB coach, all of those get poached and get head coaching jobs or get offered higher jobs. So Kaepernick and them had the squad, but guess what? They lost all their coaches because they went to the Super Bowl and an NFC Championship game in back-to-back years. Yeah. So after your whole squad, now you got a whole new coaching and a whole new system coming into play, and that system doesn't fit you. So now they move on.
But if you're supposed to be good, if you're supposed to be that dude.
But everything is based off a system. If you're not placed in a position where the system fits your skill set, then ultimately you're going to lose. That's what Zach Wilson, the problem. They built this around Aaron Rodgers. Zach Wilson doesn't have Aaron Rodgers' skill set, so now he can't do what you need to be done, and you calling these plays, and everything is built around another nigga that ain't there. And I think that's what the problem was with Kaepernick. It wasn't his skill level. It was, hey, we're ushering a new system, and we're not doing this read option, run and gun offense no more. We're going to do this dink and dunk Peyton Manning type offense, and you don't fit that. So we need to get a Peyton Manning type quarterback in. It wasn't because of his skill set. It was because of the system that they moved on to.
It's his skill set, bro. If you can't go through to the next system, and it's that they hired the coaching staff for, then it's the quarterback, bro. Baker Mayfield, case in point. You know what I'm saying? Like he's been pushed around. When the Browns got him, he was under who? I forget who was under, and then he
had 3 different coordinators.
3 different coordinators, and he couldn't do
2
it.
years.
And he couldn't get with either system. He got with the Panthers, couldn't get with them. He got with the Rams for the last couple of days. He seemed to do well. Looks like he's doing pretty good right now, in Tampa Bay. But that's just the point. But if you can't adjust to the new system, you're just gonna get moved on. Colin Kaepernick, the man couldn't adjust to the system along with everything else that went along. So
I get what you're saying, but at the same time, if you look where the league is at, they just started 15 black quarterbacks. There's 32 teams. 15 black quarterbacks just started last Sunday. Half of them are run-first quarterbacks. The league has moved on into these college-type offenses that feed right into Colin Kaepernick's play style and skill set. So the league ain't what it used to be. If you look at the 49ers now, we got Brock Purdy, that dink and dunk offense, that similar type of Peyton Manning, Tom Brady type of offense. It's about the system. That has nothing to do with his skill set.
You got to be accurate when you throw the ball.
I still think he possessed enough skill set to be at least a backup quarterback in the league right now. And he's out of the league not because of his skill set. He's out of the league because of what he did off the field.
Right. Yeah, and he's asking for a practice squad, and I think just want to say real quick that I think that's fair. It's not like he asked if the request is real. I do think he deserves. I'm always gonna say somebody deserves a chance to prove you can't. Put him on the practice squad, see what he can do, and go from there. I mean, heck, I'm with the mayor as a Raiders fan. I'll take him to see. I mean, it can't be no worse than where we at right now. So, like, but at the end of the day, it's just a practice squad. What is it going to hurt to put on a practice squad? Because like anybody who gets on a practice squad, if you kill it, you're going to be on the field. So I just think at that point, see what it can. But I do think being blackballed, the ship has sailed a little bit. So that's where he's just at. But I do eventually like to see him back just to see if he can play. But if it don't happen, just don't happen. But a practice squad is not that worst place for him to start.
Now,
Let me give you guys.
I just want to say one thing about this whole thing. Kaepernick was my favorite player. I'm a 49er fan. Kaepernick was literally my favorite player. So when this all went down, when Kaepernick took the hush money, and then you turn around and you take another $20 million from Nike, and then you go around and you take another $10 million from Netflix to do this show over there, you went money grab. And then we can never see how much you really got from the NFL. So you did 3 money grabs and then turn around and want to be back in the league. You can't.
That's why
have your cake and eat it too.
Yeah, it's confusing as hell. It's like what are you
fighting for?
What are you trying to do?
Go ahead, yeah.
Right, yeah.
I love how you said Kaepernick was your favorite player when he played for the 49ers. I bet you he wasn't your favorite player in 2013 and 2014 when the Seahawks was smacking that ass. Anyways, we've been smacking y'all boys for a long time, and y'all
don't you ever talk about the best. LOB.
Yeah. Yes. You know what it is. Now let's talk about my Seahawks right quick.
Oh wow.
Maybe Kaepernick is inspired by my Seahawks in 2 different ways. Let me give it to you right quick.
Geno, yeah.
Geno Smith. Everybody was like, Geno Smith is done. Nobody care about Geno. And guess what? Geno Smith right now is 2-1, and nobody thought the Seahawks was going to be doing anything. Nobody thought the Seahawks was going to even make the playoffs last year. And look what we doing right now. We still in the talks, right? But maybe Kaepernick is like my boy. Shout out to my boy, Deshaun Shedd, representing that 661 Palmdale, Lancaster. Maybe Kaepernick is thinking like my boy, Deshaun Shedd. He went from Palmdale, Lancaster, going to school with me, hanging out, right? Then going to Portland State, undrafted, got on the Seahawks practice squad, showcased his skills, ended up playing with LOB, playing, and he won himself a Super Bowl. Maybe that's what he's thinking. So the man's asking to be on a practice squad. Put the man on a practice squad. Let him see what he can do.
Best place.
When you guys first were talking, y'all first said, well, he can go to the Bears. So that means he does still sound like he's better than some of these quarterbacks in the league. Maybe you don't put him as a starter, but let him showcase what he got. Let the man showcase what he got. Now, on the other side of that, you guys just mentioned it. It's the same thing. I know the mayor went to the NBA. I'm about to go to the NBA too. It was Gilbert Arenas talking about money means more than championships. And then Steven Jackson came out and said, fool, you stupid. It doesn't. But just like Carmelo, when you chase the bag, you end up losing something. Melo lost a chance for a championship. Kaepernick, you may have lost the chance of getting back to the league because you decided to chase a bag, and now nobody knows what you really stand for. 12th man out.
That's real. I mean, Kaepernick, we all know that ship has sailed. At this point, I'm surprised that we even are hearing about Kaepernick again. J. Cole releasing the thing, trying to get him in the public to give like some support, but he doesn't really even have the support of the community no more at this point. So I think that you just got to move on. And, there's other leagues like the XFL, like Amrock said, why are you so gung ho at the NFL. You can go to the XFL and probably be the top star. You can probably go get a couple million and play the game and be on TV. You could probably be the marquee name in the XFL league. And if you do good, it's about 25 different players right now that came from the XFL that are on NFL rosters right now. So why not go to the XFL? I don't know. It's just different.
It's backwards. He's not gonna. You're not gonna go from the NBA to the G League and win a G League championship.
But if you already got your payday and you're talking
like
about
pride.
you just love the game of football so much that you just want to go play, then it's not about the league you play for. You want to go hoop. Dwight Howard said it ain't about the bread. He just love hooping. So if he got to go play in China, then he gonna go play in China.
Right.
And so you know what I'm
He's
saying?
in China because of other things.
Have that same approach.
But Dwight did also win a championship though.
Yeah, true.
That changes it a lot.
All right, let's get to this hip hop topic, man. So the game was in the nightclub, and he was ranting, saying that he was the one that took Kendrick Lamar on tour, that broke Kendrick Lamar into the industry. He was the one that took Nipsey Hussle's CD at the stoplight and listened to it, and then he got on that Day Roll song, which was that debut song. And for me personally, that was the first song that I heard from Nipsey Hussle, and I heard it because the game was on it. So I can personally say that was the first that I've heard of Nipsey Hussle was because of that feature with the game. But the game took the CD and took it to the record execs, agreed to get on the song Day Roll, and that was Nipsey's kind of introduction to the industry. But the game is basically ranting, saying that he don't get the respect that he's due, and he is the West Coast, and he's the one that brought us Kendrick Lamar. He's the one that brought us Nipsey Hussle, and that he deserves more respect for bringing back the West Coast, in which he doesn't get. What are your thoughts on this?
Give him a cookie. I don't know. What do you want? You want a cookie? You want a reward for it? Like, I'm pretty sure those guys thanked him, and I just don't know why that's not enough. I mean, I won't take away the game when he was out because he was a big part of putting the eyes back on the West Coast at a point in time. But I don't want to. I guess I can't. We just talked about pride a second ago before we exited out, and I just think that at the end of the day, like, okay, like, there's a ton of people who can say who put who all on. I mean, we get Quincy Jones a lot of credit that the Black Godfather should get, and it's like, like, okay, it's like I just think at the end of the day, man, like, you don't have to say all that to be seen. Like, it's you take all the work that you brothers do behind the scenes that most people wouldn't even know. You got the mayor, what he be out there doing in the AV. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, like you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't never, you know what I'm saying, when I come across bro, get something where he's like, well, y'all need to give me this credit here, like, and I don't mean you shouldn't feel that way, because I mean we've all felt like that. I don't want to dismiss that part of the feeling, but it's like, yo, like when you look for the intention like that, that's probably why nobody's giving you the credit, because they know you probably would just act like that with it. And it's just like, it don't need to be all that. And especially with Nip, I don't think that needs to be said. Yeah, because I first heard him with Nip too. And it's like, yeah, and we're proud. Game is a legend. Nobody's going to take that from him. He's a West Coast legend. But I think that's where this music, just these idols get you fucked up, man. Like, all these motherfuckers want to be the first and be seen. And it's like, shut the fuck up and humble yourself. Period. That's just me.
Well, if we go there, just I guess couple weeks ago, if he's going to take it there, I just got done interviewing. His name is Greg Mack. So technically, Greg Mack is the person from K-Day that put Dr. Dre on the radio. So therefore, but you don't hear Greg Mack coming out saying, hey, I put Dr. Dre on the radio. And then technically isn't Dr. Dre connected to almost all these dudes?
Mm-hmm.
But he ain't coming out going, where's my credit? I did this. So I get it and everything like that. Okay, you put people on. I mean, Caleb put all of us on his podcast. You know, I go jump on somebody else's podcast, and let's say it's ain't nothing bigger than this podcast. Just to let you know, but let's say it's some big podcast or whatever. You know, you're gonna hear Kalen come on. I was the first one that had Yajic had it on my podcast. You know what I'm saying? Like if you need credit like that, I just think he's trying to stay relevant. But this is also the same man that said something along the lines of like Eminem doesn't want to go toe to toe with him in like a battle. Like he said something crazy like that. So
On drink
I don't
champs,
know.
yep.
Yeah. So he coming out saying stuff like that. Man, I don't know what the man's looking for, but he looking for something.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you did your thing. This is how we do. You cool. You good. Now, me, myself, I'm not a West Coast fan anyway, so like I don't really listen to West Coast music, but cool. You did your thing. You had your time. Yeah. Let these young dudes have their time. And I mean, Nipsey can't even have his time no more. You know, so cool. Like, let Kendrick do his thing. He I don't know.
Quits anyway, barely. So
yeah, I mean,
it's confusing.
I definitely think it's just about the staying relevant. Again, game. He's not hot right now in the game. So and to bring up Nip, come on, like dude, like y'all said, let Nip rest. I mean, I get it. We all appreciate who Nip was and what he stood for and all of that, but let Nip rest. I understand you want that credit, and then with Kendrick, I mean, the first time I heard Kendrick was on Drake's album, Take Care, but that's just me. I'm not out there on the West Coast like y'all, so I'm sure y'all probably had y'all ears to the streets before then, but that was the first time I heard Kendrick was on Drake's Take Care album. So I didn't hear him on any game shit or anything like that. So yeah, I think this is just for clicks, just to stay relevant at this point. He's like the old guy, like y'all said, the old record exec telling all the old stories about, oh yeah, this person was, at the bus stop and I saw them over here and I saw them at that club and then, they was back in the day, all of them was, one group and it sounds like that. Like this is the same dude that said Dr. Dre, Eminem, and 50 Cent had no part of his success. It's like, okay, whatever, man. So just for clicks.
Okay, I gotta jump in on this one because I don't know if anybody is aware of how old Game actually is, but the Game is 43 years old.
Yep.
So when I think about that age, and I'm 36, right? And Bow Wow, for example, is 36. Kendrick Lamar is 36. I'm thinking like when I was younger and Bow Wow came out, I didn't know nothing about the Game. I never heard about the Game. His music wasn't out yet. I'm talking about all the way back to like Bounce With Me, Bow Wow, like before like Mike, before any of that. So if you think about how old he was back then, and he wasn't even relevant in the scene like that for West Coast music. If he had underground music, if he was popping in his, his neighborhood with his set, whatever, however you want to look at it, that's who he was in his small lane, right? When he became who he was as far as being a part of Shady Aftermath and being a part of G Unit and everything, we saw him already as a grown adult. And what was his narrative that he was pushing? He was a blood. Everything was all about gangbanging. I don't care what anything else is. Yeah, he hooped in high school, this, that, and the third. But Game was always about how he was like the toughest and realest blood on the West Coast, right? Right now, gangbanging is not relevant anymore. There's still a lot of gang violence, but it's not like the thing. Like you don't see as many artists talking about I'm a blood, I'm a Crip. You don't see them doing all this different stuff. Tekashi 6ix9ine kind of low-key killed that a couple years ago. So where is the Game's lane? I got flies coming in my house through the window. But where is the Game's lane? Like he has nothing left. He's cut his hair. He's grew it back out. He's covered up the butterfly tattoo 3 or 4 different times. But no, look, because I know it's coming across a little bit disrespectful, and I don't want that smoke. You know what I'm saying? The game is the game, and I don't want all that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm a red, yellow man myself, so I get it. We get a lot of disrespect. You know what I'm saying? You can't even say nigga very much because then they try to challenge you, like who you think you are. You know, you mix or whatever. And I know the game probably never had to deal with that because he's who he is. But right now, he's an old head. And some people don't know how to embrace being an old head. I have. I'm a coach. I'm a ref. I'm the mayor. I got all these cool little things now to not make me have to compete with all these 20-something-year-olds who ain't got no guidance. They ain't got no real direction in life. They just stupid and ignorant and running the streets wanting to talk all kinds of shit. And I'm not knocking nobody. But the game, if he's still in that mindset, if he's still out here on the corner, if he still has his fleet of red cars, because back then he was like the only one when you went to MTV Cribs that he had the Range and he had the Maybach and he had the Ferrari and he had the Lambo. Everything was red. Like if he's still living that lifestyle, he's bored as hell. His daughter is older now. His sons are older. Like he ain't got nothing. You know what I'm saying? Nobody. Have you guys heard him on a feature? Have you heard anybody hit up the game to do a West Coast collaboration because he's a West Coast legend?
Okay, so he was doing some scamming. He hit up all these artists.
My goodness.
He hit up all these artists and said, "Pay to get on my mixtape, and I'm gonna do a feature." And then they paid all this money, and then all he did was a drop before the song. Hey, this the game, and check out this artist. Baby Dulo new song. It's some fire. And he did that on everybody's song and then dropped it on the mixtape and took everybody's money. So yeah. That was
this
last
is
anybody
how we do.
So I'm gonna jump on the actual part of that scam.
You did it?
I paid $150 for that.
Yeah.
Oh snaps!
Oh no. I paid probably the least of anybody that did that. Niggas was paying upwards of $5,000 for that. Yeah,
Wow.
bro. I paid $150 and got exactly what I asked for though. Yeah, he didn't tell me he was gonna give me a verse. I got exactly what I asked for, to be put on a mixtape with Game saying my music, and that's exactly what happened. So that's what happened when niggas don't understand like the business of music. Before I get into Game, like I know all about that scam. He wasn't the only nigga doing it. Jadakiss was part of it. Fat Joe was part of it. It was
Busta.
a whole Busta to all these niggas, and these were legit niggas doing that shit. So it wasn't like they was some side dudes who broke into their account and didn't know. These were these dudes who were actually doing it, reputable artists who were actually doing it, scamming. But they were doing, like I said, $3 and $5,000, bro. I literally talked this dude that, like, whoever was using his account at the time, because he did have somebody using his account to have to talk to all these people. So whoever he was hitting with, that nigga first hit me up with $1,000. I laughed and said, okay, yeah, whatever. Hit me up again. Was like, okay, what's your budget? I said, bro, I can give you $150, bro. So what's up? He's like, yeah, just send me that $150 now, and I'll make sure that that you get on the mixtape. Sent it, and I was on the mixtape. So like, yeah,
goes on your resume.
They exactly. That's on my resume. Yeah, they did it, but that's what happens when you got ignorant artists who think a name is supposed to do something for you. I don't give a fuck who was gonna, like, okay, I'm gonna talk you down to the most minimum. Like, I understand like what you're doing, but you ain't about to rate me for $3,000 just because it's busted rhymes or the game, nigga. I don't care. You know, but to get on the game, what he said, bro, that's public knowledge, man. Like that's all public knowledge, bro. And they've said this multiple times on plenty of different mixtapes. Nip has said it himself plenty of times. Kendrick has said it himself plenty of times. So I don't know why he feels the need to have to say this shit over and over again, bro. Yeah, you revitalized the West Coast. Yes, cool. Everyone gives you that credit. I'm not sure why we have to keep giving you that credit. It's enough, bro. Like my man said, like Dr. Dre, if anything, you should be giving Dr. Dre credit for everything. Your whole career, you should be giving him credit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's real. Nip told the story how he seen them and ran up to the seat and told him, "Here, my mixtape, it's $5. If it's trash, throw it out the window." I just, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got to support it.
But the funny thing is about the game, though, bro. Game got a story with Russell Simmons. Russell Simmons came down here in LA, and Game was passing his mixtape out. Game passed the mixtape out. Russell Simmons drove maybe about 10, 15 feet through his CD out and kept going. So that's like it's other like common knowledge about this nigga the game too, bro. That it's especially funny if you're from the West Coast, especially if you do music out here, like you're gonna hear a lot of like stories like that, and it's gonna end up coming up in like mixtapes and like, oh yeah, this is what actually really happened. So
yeah, that's crazy that you was on that mixtape though.
Oh yeah,
I know a dude that paid $3K.
I told you.
Damn.
Yeah, paid $3K, and I was like, no way you did that. And it just was a drop at the beginning of the song.
And that would have never happened in the 90s.
Nah. But you praying on like this is literally during the middle of the pandemic. You praying on now all these artists are really that that touchable. You can really just DM these dudes and have conversations with them. And then all they did was find a way to capitalize off starving artists or hungry artists or ignorant artists.
Yeah, he didn't reply to my DM, so I'm happy.
All right, man. Let's get to this last topic, man. So the Republican debate for their nominees, the second one is today. Now, Trump does qualify as a nominee, but because of his legal woes, he missed the first one, and he will not be present for the second one. So they got all these candidates. I don't even know half of these people. The black guy off the top, as soon as I seen it, I said, that's Ben Crump. He's a famous lawyer, and the fact that he thinks that he's going to be able, as a black man, to win the nomination for the Republican Party is just plain ludicrous. But the fact that they even showing enough face to even have a black nominee up there, and they got a Indian guy up there. Of course, they got DeSantis up there with Mike Pence, Trump's former vice president. He's up there running. I mean, everybody's running. Anybody could get the Republican nomination. At least we don't got Kanye up there at this point. That's the only thing missing from this whole thing right now is Kanye running for president. I guess he gave up that once he figured out a way to still get his money from Adidas. What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts on this Republican debate? And do you think that with Trump being absent, do you think that a DeSantis or a Mike Pence can pull ahead and actually take the party? Or do you think regardless if Trump was there or not, regardless of what Trump is going through, Trump is still the front runner and he's going to be the Republican nominee going into this next election? What are your thoughts on this?
The black dude, that's Tim Scott.
Oh,
that's because I was like, Ben Crump, that's
he do look just like Ben Crump.
He do look like him a little bit, but that guy's name is. I'll just say this real quick. I've been saying that again, Donald Trump is not the threat. It's DeSantis down in Florida. He is the the one that's been getting all the spotlight. Especially what he's done with. The education and the laws and the different regulations that he has passed as governor down there now. Mike Pence, Chris Christie, they're not doing anything. The Israeli dude, I don't know his full name, but none of them are doing anything. Out of this group, it's going to be Dos Santos again, specifically, primarily because, again, he's running a similar race that Trump ran. Just not, with the, Trump obviously wasn't a mayor or a governor or anything yet. So this guy already is showing his political diaspora in his agenda. And he can show that, especially in a state where it's Florida, for whatever reason, has been keen to, how the elections go. Florida, Georgia, those type of states, Ohio, right? And so he's in one of those states getting that notoriety, that attention. And again, we have to understand, what he's doing down there is being done all over. I talked about it on the HL podcast, how there are half of the states in this country have banned or are in progress of banning Black history. Or slavery, or all of the different things that involve Black people out of the history books. It's not just Florida or Texas. It is half of the states in this country have already put a ban on Black history or taking it out of the context of the textbooks, or have a ban that's in progress right now, going through legal litigation to get passed, so that your kids won't be taught about Black history. So what he's doing, it resonates, is my point. It doesn't, all the other candidates, they're not doing anything that really resonates, that people are going to rally behind like they are, like what Dos Santos is doing. So he's the threat, not Trump.
Absolutely, that's right.
Agreed.
I mean, it's clear as day. I mean, he's his bigoted policies. He has a just ridiculous authoritative behavior. Like, no, it's just all the other ones are just distracting. Mike Pence shouldn't even be on the damn list. He shouldn't even have showed his face to even show up to that. I don't even know how. We talked about Colin Kaepernick taking the money and taking that, then trying to show back up to work. Mike Pence should not be allowed to even run. He should be right there going through what Trump is going through, because he's just as guilty. But DeSantis is the biggest threat for this right now. And I just think that it is more vital than ever to pay attention to it. And however you feel with it, but because like right now he's coming after everybody. And like we thought wherever people felt with Trump, DeSantis, man, that just pay attention. That's all I'm gonna say. But I agree with everything Amrock said. I don't want to just keep going. I just agree with everything he says. I agree with everything.
You on mute, Mayor. You on mute, Mayor.
Oh, my bad. My dogs were barking. When it comes to me in politics, I don't pay too much attention, and I try to look up some of the stuff that Pence has talked about. I'm really just kind of over it personally. Not saying I'm over politics, but I've learned so much being a part of this podcast over these few years that I know that regardless who is the item or the character in place, that the people behind the scenes have a lot more control. So I can't lie to you guys. I'm at a loss for words. I don't know what's going to change. I don't know who is the better of two evils, so to speak, because Republican or Democrat, none of this is really going to positively affect us as Black people. And we still see a big divide right now when it comes to whether or not we're going to stand together or if we're going to continue to spread apart. So I go with whatever is going to wake us up.
That's respect.
I'm in the same boat with Mayor. I don't know what he is, but I think the Indian dude.
Vivek.
You trying to celebrate?
Yeah,
Vivek.
I seen him before. I seen him on the Breakfast Club.
Right.
He's just trying to celebrate.
Yeah, but I was like, oh, I seen him before. Pence, yeah, I seen him before, and Amrock's been on it when it's talking about the Florida dude. So it is one of those less of two evils kind of thing. I'm just so confused at this point because I'm confused. We talking about who's like the runner up after Trump, right? And Trump is runner up means you're not first place. So that means Trump is still first place. And like Caleb said, Trump didn't jump on it because he got legal problems, but he's still first place. And it's not like legal problems like Joe Biden's son kind of legal problems like cocaine or something like that. He got legal problems he got a RICO case on him. And with him having a RICO case, we still talking about all those people that we just seen. All 6 of them, I think it was. Oh, yeah, 4, 5, 6. Yeah.
7.
All 7 of these people are all runner up next to Trump, who has a RICO case. So I'm just all confused as in y'all all runners up and still the number one person has a RICO case. It's like in my, and according to what I've been hearing on this podcast, you getting out of a RICO case is like little to none. So like in my little brain of mine, it goes, it's like an NBA, it's like you picking an NBA player that just got a freshly tore their Achilles, and you still picking them to win the NBA championship.
So I could explain it a little bit. It's based off endorsements.
Mhm.
So it's 7 of them there, but there are only going to be 2 people that actually get on the ballot and go for the actual nomination. So when it dwindles down and it gets to the point where you're no longer going to win, you're going to either have to endorse Trump or endorse DeSantis. And like Amrock alluded to earlier, no one at this point is going to endorse Trump. So all 6 of those people are going to end up endorsing Dos Santos. And all of their following are going to go and endorse Dos Santos because of their pick. They're basically giving him their following. So all
like the whole Bernie Sanders thing.
So all these 6, 7 people up here are all going to end up giving their following over to Dos Santos. And Pence, he was Trump's vice president, but he ain't even fucking with Trump. So he's going to end up endorsing Dos Santos too. So the wave right now, Dos Santos might be in second place, but once these other 6 people drop out and basically give their following to him, you're going to see a surge of Dos Santos and a push like you've never seen before, especially when the hammer comes down and Trump gets found guilty on some of these allegations.
And that's what I'm saying. I know he may end up first place, but then if Trump becomes runner-up, it just shows how fucked up the American system is. That's what I'm saying. If Trump becomes runner-up because he beats Trump out, okay, cool. It took him to get all 6 of the other people to him beat out Trump, a guy that has a RICO case against him, a guy that shouldn't have been president in the first place, that
Shouldn't be
has
on the ballot.
nothing to do with politics at all, and somehow he became president of the United States. His people ended up freaking doing whatever to, raiding the thing.
The insurrection.
Okay, storm the Capitol, and he's still number one or 2 in I'm thinking like basketball, but like number 1 or number 2. At some point, it has to stop being on Democrat and Republican, and us as American people, we need to wake up and go, yo, it really is us. Like we gotta change something.
Idiocracy.
Ain't gonna.
Nah,
I'm gonna tell you, it ain't gonna happen, man. I'm with everybody. It's DeSantos is out of everybody, he the scariest one. The wild thing about it is they all have the same talking points as Trump. Every last one of them, the same ones. Chris Christie, Mike Pence with his soft ass, Vivek. Especially Vivek, man. Like he's just a American-born Indian dude who got a gang of money, who just a Trump supporter and has really wild policies too. It's just my man wants to do like the I forget what age it was. He wants to like change the driver's license age or some shit like that to like
voting. I think
the vote. Yeah, it was the voting age from 18 to 25 years old. And said, and before you do that, you have to do 2 years in the army. Bro, that's one of his talking points.
Yeah, he crazy.
That's wild. and like I was saying earlier, man. Yeah, DeSantis, he's dangerous. He's already implementing half the country into taking away Black history, not just Black history, just history period of America. He wants all that shit gone.
Dangerous, bro.
He's a little more dangerous out of the 2 evils, bro. I'm gonna be 100 with you, bro. I might want to take Trump over him and over DeSantis, because DeSantis is smart enough he's a guy who's been in. He's been a politician for a long time. So he's smart enough to be able to play those type of games. Trump just never. Trump has very good advisors to be able to play the type of games he was doing. This man DeSantis knows really what to say. He just ain't got the personality that Trump got, to be dead 100 with you. So yeah, that he's scarier out of all of them.
I just think that if you look at this whole race, man, they already said that they're preparing Kamala Harris to take over for Joe Biden in need be. We haven't seen Joe Biden outside since he fell asleep after Maui fires. So we don't know where he's at. And in the background, they're preparing Kamala Harris to take over for him. So we don't even know the status of our president for us to even vote for him for another 4 years. And he's also the oldest president in history. And he's literally fallen asleep during an address at the national emergency. So I just don't believe that Biden has it in him to win another 4 years. And if he does win the nomination, within the first year, Kamala's going to take over. There's no way that that Biden could even run the country for another 4 years, let alone another 2. So I just.
You want Trump? You want Trump to run it? My man Trump was just talking about dolphins and whales a couple days ago, bro.
If you look at the whole landscape, then you got Trump. If somehow he beats this RICO, he's going to be more popular than ever. And that's the thing, is this RICO has to hit. Because if he beats this RICO, his popularity and his approval rating is going to go through the roof. And I think that's...
Well, you heard what he said. He said if he beats the RICO, he putting all of them in jail.
He said he has no choice but to lock up his political opponents.
DeSantis is like Homelander from the boys.
Real talk.
No matter what
that's
the Republican Party, no matter what the Republican Party does, if Trump beats this RICO, he's going to win the nomination. And if he wins the nomination,
I agree.
He's going to win the presidency. Because if you go into a presidential debate and Biden is halfway not there, and it's a match, Trump is going to shine.
Hey, man, I don't know about shining, bro. Hey, bro, I don't know if you've seen some of Trump's recent... Bro, my man's was talking about whales dying and that being part of his run, bro. That's not even... I don't even want to, come on, bro. Sleepy Joe, yeah, I get it, but a man literally just talking out his ass... I don't even know, bro.
but in a debate, I don't think that Biden has a chance to debate anybody at this point in his life.
I think DeSantis would be the more person who knows what he's talking about.
Yes, but the DeSantis victory is based upon two things. It's based upon Trump being found guilty, and it's based upon the rest of them nominees giving up their endorsement to him. So he has to get both of those in order for him to even get the nomination, for him to even run. And so I think that it's still a long shot for him, and all the stars have to align for DeSantis to get presidency.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
And this is what we call politics, man. This is the system.
Caleb, I want to say this is the way this just was all delivered. This didn't even sound like politics. It sounded like entertainment. It sounded like bait with Jamie Foxx or Enemy of the State with Will Smith, or I could be saying the wrong actor with the movie. If I am, I'm sorry.
No, you're right.
I'm hearing you, right? Like, Caleb, I'm talking about
the Manchurian Candidate.
Man, listen, dude, you think I'm joking? I'm listening to you, Caleb, like this. Like, this man gave me more knowledge about this subject than I've ever heard in school. And I'm listening to you telling me that there is 7 potential candidates to stop one candidate that has
a RICO case.
Thank you, y'all. Thank you, brother. Not just one candidate that has a RICO case, but also has majority of all the cultural demographics all wrapped up in one. It don't matter how many people we talk to right now, you will find some black people that support Trump. You will find Asians that support Trump. You will find every single demographic that supports him, because at one point in time in their life, the businessman that he was all that they respected.
Yep.
And if he decided to step out of his comfort zone and go and be a different type of person, who in the hell are we to say you can't do it? If other people on his team are paid to make sure that he looks good and they did, and now here he is, and so be it. I'm not advocating for it. I'm just saying right now, I'm hearing Hunger Games and Divergent and in all them other movies that my wife loves to watch, I'm hearing it happen in real life. Like Katniss Everdeen was supposed to execute Snow and turn around and shot the female, and everybody went, "Oh man!" But he still died. But they never show who actually ended up running the world. They never show who was the next one to take over.
So
and
they
that's
actually are coming out with the.
I know, don't say it because I already hear about it. She already got the books. You understand me? I'm already listening to the audiobook. Okay, I already know. That's why I'm quiet, but I'm loud at the same time.
Yeah, I mean,
didn't the Simpsons come out with something like this? But the president, the president got assassinated or something
Trump
like that.
got assassinated.
Yeah.
I'm
Hey,
just
man,
saying.
look, we about due for an assassination, bro. I'm just be quite honest with you, man. We about due.
Hey, wait. Trump and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar 2024 would be ridiculous. Not wishing death upon nobody. Wishing death upon nobody. But if Trump got elected in 2024 after he said he was supposed to, and then the RICO charge, like you said, but then he fights it and wins it, and then everybody's mad and they assassinate him, and the Lakers win a championship, or Milwaukee, regardless. But Kareem, dude.
And the game gets his credit. Don't forget that
too. All right, let's get some shout outs before we get up out of here.
Oh shit. Hey, shout out to shout out to my boy BVD and the Honest Assholes crew. We just did the Mighty Media. We did the media day last Saturday. Appreciate Caleb for definitely inviting us out there to that. So yeah, I mean, yeah.
Hey, shout out to all you guys. PolitiKan, shout out to PolitiKan podcast. Thank all of you guys as well. You all will be guests on the HL podcast, which is back. So I appreciate all you brothers, man. Caleb and y'all in October, Devontae and Eugene in November, and Mayor in December. I thank all of y'all, for wanting to come onto the show. I greatly appreciate it. I'm just happy of the, even though I'm, on the East Coast, I'm still happy, and appreciate the relationships that I built with you guys, even if it's through this channel. I greatly appreciate it. And everybody just stay up, pay attention, just stay up and, grind it out, do what you need to do. We got holiday season coming up, about to get cold, put your mask on. They talking about another variants out there. So everybody just, stay prayed up, be careful. Check out the HL podcast on YouTube right now.
I just got to shout out all you guys. Shout out y'all for always putting on for the 661. Shout out to I gotta shout out my kids. They're growing up on me. Outside of just playing all this basketball on Wednesdays, my daughter, my oldest, runs cross country. My middle one's playing basketball. My youngest one's playing basketball. They liking boys and stuff. And I've been stressing out. You feel me? Like, I'm 36 and I don't want to yell it like LeBron a couple of years ago, but I've been stressing. So I want to shout out my kids. Hopefully they hear this when they watch it. If they do watch it, know dad loves you and stop growing so fast. I don't want to have to choke out boys. And I don't want to have to call all of you to pull up and be in the garage and wait for me when I pull that whole, that 50 Cent movie. There we go. Thank you. Appreciate you, Amrock, because I'm gonna need each and every one of you, even you, Eugene. Even you, Eugene. You're new to the crew, but man, if you're part of PolitiKan, you gotta help me out.
Hey, man, bro, I got a daughter too, bro, so I understand.
Much respect. So shout out to Alvin's Chipettes.
Man, always shout out to y'all, man. I appreciate always vibing with y'all, man, and just getting to hear you guys' insight and you guys always just edify and lift me up whenever I can do this. So I appreciate y'all welcoming me in just as much as Eugene and everybody else. But I also want to take the time to say shout out to my people with Fire in Little Africa and Motown Records. Tomorrow's not Friday. Friday is a big day for us. In April, we had a chance to work with the Oprah Winfrey Network and Morris Chestnut and Harvard University. And on Friday on the Oprah Winfrey Network, Rebuilding Black Wall Street with Morris Chestnut comes out. So it was an honor to work on that, to be featured in that. And I'm just happy. So I hope, you know, I don't think I got any camera time, but just to work on it. It ain't really about what I got, it's about what I can serve, you know what I'm saying? So just knowing a few years, I'm gonna be like, yo, I'll put Morris Chestnut on. But no, it was just an honor to be a part of it. So I appreciate that. And more importantly, appreciate all the collaborative artists I work with on Fire and Will Africa to do all this. And just that, you know, I was just one of a million pieces in there. I wasn't. And thanks for Dr. View for putting it together. But yeah, Friday, September 29th, Oprah Winfrey Network, Rebuilding Black Wall Street, 8 p.m. Central, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Shout out to you, brothers. Appreciate each and every one of you. It's an honor to get on your podcast, Amrock. It's always an honor to get on here, Caleb. Devontae, you my brother. I love you.
Love you too.
Mayor, we doing the thing for the AV, and
Yes, sir.
Eugene, you gotta keep coming on, man.
Absolutely.
Love your energy. Love what you do. I love your shirt too. That look like
Thanks,
my
brother.
boy Noah James's shirt.
That is.
And yes. I just got done shooting a video for him like a couple weeks ago.
Nice.
Yeah, so I was like, man, that looked like Noah James. Yep, C King. Yeah. So, man, appreciate you, brothers. If you guys learned anything from today, my boy Trump, well, he ain't my boy. I take that back. D Rose is my boy. Oh, let me take that back real quick. Like this nigga, y'all
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Let's take that back. If you haven't learned anything from Trump, the dude got a RICO case, and he's still running for president of the United States of America.
Mm-hmm.
So, what the hell is your excuse of why you ain't going after your dream, your goal, and your idea? These people are still running the United States of America, and they got all these charges. Their kids got charges, and they still doing what they doing. You have no excuse in the world why you ain't doing what you're doing. And then on the last note, I like to give a shout out to my wife. We just celebrated 10 years yesterday. 23 years of friendship. So we still going strong. Let's get it. I know we talk about it's all about that black love, but guess what? Hey, it's all about, you know, my Mexican wife. She's been holding me down for 23 years. She may not be black on the outside, but she sure is black on the inside.
Yeah. Shout out to all my brothers, man. Welcome back, man. It was a nice hiatus. Throwing an event, man, it's a lot of stress. You know, that's heavy as the head that wears the crown, man. So, you know, I just love being able to put people in place. Like, you know, Eugene just mentioned Honest Assholes podcast was there. I see all the content, all the interviews, everybody that was in the room was somebody. And if you just turned around and talked to the person next to you, you realize how many hitters was present. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So shout out to the Media Madness crew. Shout out to everybody that was involved, came out to the event. Shout out to my wife, man, for holding me down and riding with me through that whole thing. You know, I'm a very busy man. I don't really have a lot of free time. So now that I am free and I got that free time, I'm going to make sure I spend it with her. You know what I'm saying? Because she did definitely sacrifice a lot and rode with me through that whole thing, man. So shout out to my wife. And back to this pod, man. We've been doing this pod for so long. It's literally like our therapy at this point, man. We learn and we educate ourselves. You know, we talk about the sports stuff, but that's just a filler. When we get to the culture, when we get to the politics, that's the shit that actually affects us as black men in the community. And a lot of these young dudes don't have anybody to look up to. That was my biggest thing, is that I didn't have no mentor. I didn't have nobody to show me left or right. You know what I'm saying? I just went out there, bumped my head, picked myself up, and kept pushing. So the fact that we are all out here being the change that we want to see in the community, I commend all y'all brothers, man. Keep pushing, keep getting to it, man. You already know what I say. They put you in a cage with a lion just because you don't try to eat the lion. I mean, the lion ain't gonna try to eat you, man. PolitiKan the podcast. We out.
Stop me! You're gonna have to fucking kill me!
Smoking Dank Sinatra, that's all gas. On the hunt in the tall grass. Intercepting every ball pass, then I run it back, that's a TD. Check the scoreboard, y'all last. We up one, you see me. Pussy niggas wanna talk about it, go to Hellcat, no demon. I be politicking on your broadcast at the red carpet like the famous homie. Ask your bitch, really famous homie, and you know it's in me. It ain't on me. So